Come on, man.
No. I'll be real. I really don't. But I would love to. But yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's not in the cards for me.
Let me do the math real quick in my head.
Like, oh, you'll
I
be
would
40.
have-
You're fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
He will.
I mean,
Yeah.
live till like I'm 90 something.
Yeah, I hope you do. You know?
I mean, if you take care of your body, bro, not if you're out here playing basketball and boom, driving into the paint, first play and bam, already pulling your hammy. Like, nah, you got to take care of your body, bro.
Touche.
See, I hope you make it that long because I want you at my 30th birthday party.
Hey man. Nice.
God.
He's like, even if you send me an invite, I don't know if I can RSVP right now.
That's the day of your funeral. God. No, I'm actually 30 this year. September is my birthday.
Oh, snap.
I'll be 30 this year.
September
what's
what?
up,
That is
man.
your summer plan.
As Hera.
Oh, no. We're not doing that. It's cool, man.
No, I think I got it now. September 2nd.
That's right.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. September 2nd, I'll be 30. My wife was going to throw me a big old party.
Yeah.
But then, my mother-in-law decided to get married the same month.
Shout out mother-in-law.
Shout out mother-in-law. Because I'm in the wedding, so I'm like, as long as you get me a cake, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll be fine with that.
No, but isn't the wedding like at the end and yours?
It's like mid-September, but we have we're both in the wedding. The kids are in the wedding. It's like so much money we have to spend.
I
We'll
mean,
throw you a little something,
birthday
bro.
dinner.
Yeah, we'll do a dinner.
You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah. So we'll do that. And then my daughter's also September, so it's like, who cares about mine? You know?
What you mean?
I'm at that point now.
30, bro.
I know, but
I know.
A lot of
I
reflection.
know. As soon as I turned 30, like my body started hurting. I kid you not, bro. I was working out, and then my back just gave out. I was like, oh, what the heck? I think I was just like warming up too.
Yeah.
I was doing high knees, just pretty fast, and then as soon as I stepped, like my back just kind of like, I felt a tug, and I'm like, oh no, I'll be all right. But nah, dude, I was. It went up to like my spine, like on my neck and everything, on my shoulders. It was bad. I had to go to the chiropractor.
jeez.
That's at 30. At 40, at least he was warming up. I go to sleep and wake up hurt. Like what happened? Like, you know what I mean? What did I do? How did I wake up with my back like this in this much pain?
Somebody's giving that drowsy medicine to you. That's it.
Bro, it's crazy.
Somebody
though.
smacked it a bit.
Yeah.
You didn't even know it.
Right.
All those years you put
It's
me
my
through.
wife, bro. It's like that one. There's this little meme where the husband's asleep and the wife comes and he's just dead asleep. She walks right up to him and just smacks him as hard as she can.
Oh,
and he
yes. So
wakes
you're like,
up,
what's going on?
And she's like, yeah. She pretends to like be like, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? What's up? And
It's a nightmare.
yeah, I was
supposedly.
like,
That's you, for real.
for sure,
For sure, that's you.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, and I deserve it. So I mean, it's good. I'm good with it.
Jeez, man.
Well, I'm ready for the summer for sure. Just in about a couple weeks, I'll be out there in Tahoe getting some cabins with my family. I have family from outside of the state and the country. I have family from Mexico coming through. So the whole Garcia family. Basically everybody from the Garcia family will be here.
A nice reunion.
Yeah, a nice little reunion
Nice.
that I can't. I don't know when was the last time we had a reunion like this. I must have been, like 15 or something.
Wow, dang.
Jeez.
It's been a while. Like, I mean, my cousins and uncles, they'd come and visit, but not all, at the same time. So I know it's gonna be special. I'm a very like family oriented man. Like, I love being around my family.
Yeah, bro.
If friends invite me or somewhere, or I got plans elsewhere, as soon as my family tells me like, oh, mijo, vente, vamos a hacer enchiladas, I'm like, boom, I'm there.
Yeah.
Even if it's something as simple as enchiladas, or over there in Michoacan, they make morisqueta or tacos dorados, whatever it may be, especially like my grandma. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
I love her cooking. I'm like, boom, I'm there. I cancel what I'm doing, you
Yes,
know, and
sir.
boom, like I'm there, you know. But I just you know, through time, I've learned to appreciate my family a whole lot more. Especially, you know, I lost my mom back when I was in high school. You know, so at a young age when you're a junior, you know, in high school, and then you know you lose, you know, mom figure in your life. I really just turned to my grandma. You know, so I really have that deep connection bond with her ever since. So you know, I see her as my mom. So yeah, you know. But yeah, like I'm excited for the summer. We got that coming up, and then my sister-in-law, she's gonna be married as well. She's gonna get married. I think a week after your mother-in-law.
Yeah, I was.
We're gonna
about
be
to
out there
one
in
too.
Texas, so I hope it's 110 degrees out there.
100% humidity.
No, I know I'm gonna dread it. I mean, have you guys? I mean, you've been out there to
I
Texas.
never been
there
to
in
Texas.
the
Never
summer.
been either.
Yeah.
Never set foot in there. No.
I seen people, you know, crack an egg on the street, and you know,
That's wild,
nuts.
bro.
it cooks.
Jeez.
But yeah, man, just a lot of good stuff planned out. What about you guys? You guys love being with your family? You guys have like big family reunions?
No, I mean it sucks for my Castro side. Is the only time we see each other is for funerals. You know, and
Man,
That's sad.
you know, we've had a lot of funerals these past like 3 years, you know, like from cousins and, you know, my grandma, and just recently my my aunt passed away about a month ago. And so like, that's the only time I get to see these guys and them, you know, so it sucks. Cause I mean, they live up in Northern California, which is not that far, but I don't know. I think life just gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah.
And you use that as an excuse to not really like hit each other up. Like, hey, you guys want to like come down for a weekend, you know, and like just hang out. And so, no, it kind of sucks. But I do like being around them sometimes. I have to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I got to keep it honest
In moderation.
too. You know? Yeah, I got to keep it honest. You know, at the perfect environment,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I wish we can make a big old family reunion that doesn't involve burying somebody, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I definitely like. I hang out with a lot of my family, mostly or only on my mom's side of the family. My cousins on my dad's side. I mean, we talk. We're cool and all that, but we really never get together. At least not me or my brothers with them. I mean, social media is probably the most conversations we have with each other over social media, stuff like that. But on my mom's side, all my cousins on my mom's side, for sure, we're like, you know, we have family reunions sometimes or just get-togethers. Like actually this Saturday, so one of my cousins' baby shower, but we're expecting 200 guests.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Dang.
it's going to be a lot
baby
of people.
shower.
That's a Latino baby shower for
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
right. It's all the families, and we have a huge family too on my mom's side. Huge family, and then it's her side too, and so it's gonna be good. Looking forward to it. Hanging out with my cousins. A lot of them, even growing up, few of them especially were like, they were basically my brothers and sisters. Like especially like. My cousin Daniel and his sister and cousin Manny, that we for a little while we even lived together, so we're straight up like family. We're so close, you know, and we just grew up like that. Used to beat the heck out of my cousin Amy, treated her like a man. She's one of the toughest chicks you'll ever meet, though.
Thanks to you.
Girl's amazing. Yeah. Me and my cousin Dan, we take credit for that all the time. She's awesome now.
What wrestling moves you pull on her?
I don't know if that was wrestling. We treated her like a like a
A
punching
body bag? Yeah, like a
Literally.
punching bag.
Yeah, it was just punch, kick. It was beat down straight up, or it was tickle until she would cry. Like
Oh, wow.
it wasn't even enjoyable. It was just
Damn,
like,
man.
If you want to torture me, like that's what you do.
Yeah.
Like tickle me. I'm super ticklish. Bro. Like
Good to
I
know.
kid you not. Like you
Yeah.
being here close to me, like I'm already ticklish.
That's just my aura.
No, but yeah, for reals, you know, like sometimes my wife wants to cuddle, but I'm like, all right.
Why don't you love me anymore?
Right.
No.
That's always
It's because
next.
the worst part is like, you know, I'm ticklish, right? And I'm laughing already, and then you're kind of trying to tickle me or you're touching me as I'm already laughing.
Yeah.
Like I can't control it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've done some damage to my wife when she tried to tickle me sometimes. You know, like an elbow, a foot, a launch off the bed type of thing, you know?
Oh dang!
And then I'd be like, oh, my bad, honey.
Jeez.
Told you not to tickle me.
See, I'm not ticklish.
What?
Like
That's
I can
crazy.
control my ticklish
That's facts.
aspect, honestly. Like I won't laugh. Like my wife's like trying to get my feet,
Yeah.
like tickle my. I'm like, I feel nothing.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
You're dead, bro.
Just like your soul.
Psychopath.
That's why my body's
You feel
always cold.
nothing. You got
know
a
what I
cold
mean?
heart, cold
That's
body,
it.
cold blood, everything.
Nothing phases me anymore. You know,
She's a serial killer in a past life.
pass.
Oh, I better watch. Hey, I'm sorry. I ever offended you, bro? You know you're my favorite here, right?
On the list. Gotta figure out how. You know, some good birria out of you.
Right.
Some good beer.
But I love family get-togethers. Summer as well. Like, I mean, yeah, just making. I'm not a fan of crazy heat, but I am a fan of the things that you can do in crazy heat, like
Yeah.
going swimming or just doing fun things out in the, you know, that you can't do in the rain.
Yeah.
Something that I picked up from my mom, because she was I guess you can say life of the party, not in party as in, you know, drinking and dancing, but like planning things out to go out. Like she really loved going to like Yosemite, going out on trips, you know, and she would always unite the family, you know, just hit my uncles up like, boom, let's go here that very same day, and then we
Awesome.
would go. I remember we took a trip to the Sequoia park with those big trees. Planned it that very same day. As soon as we woke up, and boom, we went out there, you know. So that's something that's kind of stuck with me, you know, in like remembering her, you know, that I like to stay in touch with my family members. And I still feel like I don't enough sometimes, you know, because I went through like a dark phase in my life where I just kind of rejected family and relationships for a while. But then God showed me that my very same healing was going to come through building those relationships
Nice,
again,
man.
and making that those connections and that trust again, you know? So then now, you know, like I like hitting up whether my cousins or my aunt and uncle, like for game night or like I said, if they invite me somewhere, like boom, I rarely say no. Like I'm there sometimes, you know, because yeah, I appreciate that. I really do.
I need to work on that for sure. I don't know. I feel like I'm a creature of habit, and so like where I'm comfortable at, and like just like being around my family, you know, it's like, it's cool. This is all I need. You know what I mean? But then it sucks when, like I said, like seeing each other at funerals, you get to realize like, dang, I really should hang out with you guys more, you know, because it's like one of my cousins passed. I'm like, yo, you're young. Like, damn, like type me short. So, I mean, for a while after that, we did like try to like do more things, but it just phases out. You know what I mean? I really need to work on that because, I mean, I have a sister that lives in Mexico that I never talked to. I haven't spoken to her like in 5 years.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Why is it?
I don't know. You know, I haven't seen her in over 20 years,
Man.
you know, and I have like nephews
Yeah.
and nieces out there. And it's, I don't know, man. It's something that I really need to work on because I like to keep, you know, like a little tight circle too sometimes. But then whenever I am around them, I be like, oh, this is fun. You know, like I should be doing this more often, you know? And it's like, I like this.
Yeah.
But then I go back into my little cocoon. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's because sometimes, you know, as a man, it's tough to like pick up the phone and call somebody and just like, I know, like for me, like for a while it was tough, you know, like how you said, you know, I was in my own space, you know, working on like going to school and doing my own things, you know. But as soon as, you know, my grandma called me or a friend called me, I'm like, boom, my mood just completely lightened up, you know. And I'm like, man, like that's those times when I reflected, I'm like, why can't I be more like that? You know, like if I know I'm going through a tough time, or like I'm thinking about a certain friend, because even now I already have like 2-3 people in mind that I've been wanting to call for a while, and I haven't, you know. But it's just sometimes like there's just like I don't know, I guess a feeling sometimes can't really explain it, where you're kind of hesitant to call somebody, you know, like you don't know how it might go, especially if you haven't talked to them in a while, you know, or just really just making that time as well. You know?
Yeah.
But do you think it's like it's tough for you to like reach out to someone?
Oh, for sure.
Just like it's like I know you reach out to me all the time, you know, like with me it's easy, it's cool. You call me even when you're taking a shower.
All right.
All right, TMI.
If it's an important
They are
conversation,
very that close.
if it's an important conversation, it has to be
It
said.
just has to
there and
happen
then.
when it has to
Right?
happen.
Business is business.
I remember.
at all
I remember.
times of the
I
day.
was working on the logo on this, and then I called him up, and his wife was the one that answered and put his the phone and like show this to Oscar.
Business is business, man. When business calls, you gotta be available, regardless of what you're doing. You know what I mean?
I respect that.
That shows my commitment to you guys. All right. So if you
respect
guys
that.
call me, I'm gonna answer. You know. So, but yeah, I think it is a big thing of me having to reach out to them. You know, because it's like.
Like taking that initiative,
Yeah.
that first step, you know, because
I don't
like
know.
especially if you're trying to reconcile like a relationship, or you know you haven't talked to someone in a while, you're like, oh, sometimes, especially me, because I feel like I consider myself an introvert. I know a lot of people I've spoken to like, what? There's no way, but I'm like I do, because sometimes I play out certain scenarios in my head as to the conversations that I'm gonna have with people, and if it doesn't sometimes go a certain way, I'm like, oh shoot, you know. But then that's just me, you know, getting into my head, you know, because you know I have conversations, like I love it, you know, like I can talk on the phone for a while, you know.
Now, Oscar, with you not communicating often, you said with your sister, is that like a product of a falling out in relationship, or is that just something you just are not good at? Like, because there's some people like me and my brother, for instance, my younger brother. I'm always have been a person where the people that I've connected with and care about, I reach out. Like I'm pretty consistent and good about like reaching out to those people, and even if it's not to have a conversation, just to let them know I'm thinking about them, right? And my brother tells me all the time, he's like, dang, he's like, you're so good at doing that. He's like, and I always forget to do that. He's like, I just let life go by. And he goes, it's not like he has any bad intentions or he doesn't want to, you know. Exactly. It's just like for him, he just has a hard time like, oh, I should reach out to this person, because then he feels like sometimes like, yeah, I haven't talked to certain people in a long time, and all of a sudden like I happen to need something, and they're that one person that can help me out, but because I haven't reached out to them in a long time, it feels weird to be like, hey bro, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I need a favor, you know? Yeah. And so for me, I think I'm, you know, maybe not the best, but I think I'm pretty consistent when it comes to like reaching out to the people that are in my life, that are in my circle, that I care about, to just let them know, if nothing else, you know, I what's up? I hope you're having a good day, man. Yeah. And that's it. But
I mean, I think a lot has to do with pride has a lot to do with it. Yeah. You know, there is some like falling out that we've had, not particularly with my sister. For her, it's a different situation, you know? Yeah. It was more like, you know, I guess I'll keep it as everyone who lives in Mexico who thinks people who live in the United States are rich and they expect to do certain things, and then you say no. For sure. And you have fallen outs like that, right? Yeah. Been there. For other family members, it's like, you know, we've had arguments, and like I am like waiting for that apology. You know what I mean? You know, I won't say names, but they know who they are. It's like I had my wedding. I didn't invite many family members, cousins, or stuff like that, you know? Yeah. So there was a lot of resentment there. And then there was like arguments that came out of that. And I'm like, dude, like, okay, sorry, you know. Like I was the one saying sorry, like sorry, my bad,
Yeah.
dude. I didn't think it meant that much to you, you know. But now I'm waiting for that apology myself. I guess it's like, hey, my bad, I overreacted.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's also a big thing for me. Is I'm that pride is there, and it's like, nah, like I'm not making that first move, man. Like you come to me when you're ready to come to me, you know, and like talk about it,
Yeah.
you know. But I think that's one of them for real.
Do you think like that resentment is well, that pride is mixed in with that, you know, resentment that you have towards them to like the way they reacted, right? You feel like that just it's what gets in the way, like
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. I mean, I know I can be a bigger person, you know. You know, I know who I am, and I know what my faith teaches me, and how to be a bigger person. You know, it's not that I haven't forgiven them; I've forgiven them already. You know, it's just having that extra step of like reaching out and be like, hey, you know, hey, what's up, man? How you been? You know what I mean? And yeah, it hasn't been there. So, because I mean, the way my cousins work is like there's like different like cliques of cousins, and so like I interact more with one clique of cousins, and I'm like, oh, these are my people,
For
like
sure.
we're cool. And then there's like other cliques of cousins that like age gaps or like I don't know you much or like we've argued before that I like kind of just push away a little bit for sure.
Makes sense.
You know, because for the Castro side, I didn't really hang out with them when I was a kid because of, you know, having my biological father there and me not wanting to be around him. And so that also like I cut ties a lot. They're like, I don't want to hang out with them. I don't know them, you know, and so I stuck with like my immediate family, you know, and so it took a lot of years to like get to build relationships with my biological side of the family, you know. And so, yeah, you know, I feel like I can be a bigger person for sure, and I can definitely reach out. And maybe this conversation might change that. I don't know. Hopefully, can't guarantee that.
You know,
I'll be
it's
honest.
important to like you talked about, to your point about, you know, forgiveness. It's tough, especially when you're talking about family. Some of them people know more than others, so some of the things that they can do might sting more than what others do, right?
Yeah.
Plus, also, I mean, have a big family. There's times where, you know, the stuff that they might do might offend you more than even a normal friend would, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, we're supposed to be family, like we're supposed to be above this stuff. So why am I getting this kind of attitude from you, or why am I being treated this way?
Absolutely. But it's not even like particularly me either. Like my older brother, like me and him are very close, you know. But I've always been like kind of like the brother's keeper to him, you know what I mean? He's like my little big brother. And so like even things I've said to him, I'm like, I'm gonna hold that against you. You didn't say it to me, but like you said it to my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like, you know, my parents. It's like, no, like we're all one. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you say to them, you're saying to me too.
Yeah.
And so like that's also a big thing where like I hold that against them. So, and I probably shouldn't. I mean, I shouldn't. I shouldn't at all.
You shouldn't.
But you know, but
But it's not always
It's
easy
gross.
to just be like, okay, I'm over it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
and it's not, you know, and all those years, and then you know, coming around acting like nothing happened. You know, it's
and
like,
especially
come on, man.
talking about people that are offended that you love, sometimes that's harder to get over for a fact. That's harder to get over than if someone offends me directly.
Yeah.
I feel like I've forgiven people who offended me way more easier and faster
Yeah.
than if it's my wife or my boys. If you offend them, then it's gonna be a while, man. And you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a while. And not that I wouldn't strive, because you're right, because of my faith, I would strive to forgive because I have to, because that's how I feel. That's my conviction, right?
Yeah.
I would feel like I had to get there if I want to be a good example to my boys, if nothing else, you know. And also I want to be right in front of the man, right?
Yeah.
So but it could be tough when it comes to people offending the people you love the
No,
most
you're
in
right.
life.
I mean, the amount of times I've forgiven Hera is insane. You know, and I still have him next to me, so it's like,
70 times 7, right?
Jeez, man.
What if you're past that number?
Like borderline, almost there. I make sure I don't pass it. Next day is a brand new day, full of new mercies.
Right. Oh, that's right. It's 70 times 7 per day, not per lifetime.
Yeah,
Jeez.
per lifetime.
Man.
No, if it was per lifetime,
Oh,
like,
but we'd be over, bro.
yeah, we probably wouldn't be shooting this episode.
No.
Oh, nah.
First episode, boom, done already.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever had a fight? Like legit?
No?
I mean, just when I threw that bottle at him.
That wasn't really a fight.
It's probably the most mad he's been.
That was all sports. That's different. But no,
Yeah,
we
for
never
sure.
we've never had a fallout.
Right on.
Yeah, no.
We know
really.
each other's
Triggers.
triggers for sure.
Yeah,
We
that's
know
what
each
happens when you're
other's
brothers.
weak spots, so we tend not to hit those weak spots.
Yeah.
You know, and so
And like, I know he's a little softy too, you know, so.
I am a little softy. Yes, I do get.
You're very
offended.
emotional.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't like to show it, I guess. But if you say something to me that like not offends me, but like if you criticize me, some like I dwell on that, dude. I'm like sitting there like all week, like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
am I really doing that?
Mm.
God,
Mm.
like for a week, I'm just like, man, all right, I gotta stop doing this or like stuff like
Mhm.
that. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I tend to hold things in for a long period of time, for sure. And I'm working on that. I mean, these past couple of years, I've learned to be more open, and it started with my wife. I started communicating more with her
Mm-hmm.
and like being able to open with her, and like saying, hey, this is, can I be open with you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It took me 10 years to like
Yeah.
express myself to like a deep, conversation.
To
So-
an effective level.
An
Right.
effective
but
level,
when you have
exactly.
that relationship, like right with your wife, and you're being open with her, you're gonna want to care more about what she has to say for you rather than you seeking validation.
Oh yeah.
From elsewhere,
Yeah,
from someone
yeah.
else that might be saying something about you, because like that was a case where like I don't know, I would think people would say something about me, right? But then I'm just like, no, it's cool, like I have my wife, like I know where I am in my faith, and I'm growing, and I'm growing with my wife emotionally, spiritually, everything. So everything else is, I've learned to kind of not have it in my mind. I'm like, you know what, it's cool, Hera, like we can move on from that. And sometimes, that forgiveness isn't essentially like, oh yeah, no, we're cool now. Yeah, let's go out to dinner and like everything's cool. That hurtful thing that you said about me, nah, it's not gonna cross my mind anymore. Or like it's all good. I know you mean that. Like it takes a certain level to get to that, like the reconciliation, But forgiveness is more for yourself. I know
absolutely.
we've heard that a lot, and that's what our faith teaches us, that we have to continue to forgive, but just in that, there's valuable lessons in everything, and that's what I went through as well. Like I know I in the beginning I said I was a family oriented man, and I kind of was my whole life, and like I said, I was went through a dark path where I wasn't talking to my family for a while, but then that forgiveness is what changed everything.
Yeah.
And then like now we're going, on a trip together, and I couldn't be more excited.
That's awesome, man.
So, yeah, just continue, to seek, what that lesson might be, and working in yourself and with your family, like now it's not just you, because I'm sure, you having kids, you want to be able to show your kids that you can connect with others emotionally as well, like to let them know like, hey son, I'm going through this and I want you to know what I'm going through.
Yeah.
Just so that you're, more vulnerable with them and with your family, and yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. My daughter's good at that. She's good at the emotional questions. And I'm like, oh, I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah.
I can't lie to you.
For
So,
sure.
yeah, she's definitely someone I'm learning from too. So, yeah, man, that's where I'm at. Working on it. I'm a work in progress. That's all I can say about that situation. But I love them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do anything for my family.
Mm-hmm.
you know, so they know that, and I hope it's the same feeling back.
Pretty much, really, it's the people that you make your family. You know, that we've learned to really connect with, because you could be blood, you know, but that doesn't mean that you're always gonna have good intentions for each other, and that's the unfortunate part. So I guess in my case, I got to pick my family, you know, outside my family. So, yeah, it's, you know, the short and sweet.
Did we make that list?
No, yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely.
You're not on the list, bro.
I need validation.
You're making the list, right?
Oh, okay.
So you're not officially
You're on the
it,
wait
but you're
list.
making progress towards the list.
Wait
You know what I'm
list.
saying?
The wait list is better than no list.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm good.
But you're right about that, man. Not you know, sometimes the chosen family can be better than the one you didn't have a choice in choosing, right?
Yeah.
True.
And that's just a matter of fact, because if you chose that person, it's because they proved to you that they can be trustworthy, that they got your back, that they're there thick and thin, you know, no
Right.
matter what. And a lot of times those people will ride with you way more than your blood family.
Right.
That's just matter of fact.
Yeah, and not so much because you know, maybe they had really bad intentions for you, but
Sure.
as if you don't see, you know, to have the same values in life, or just grew up differently, there was never that connection, you know. And I think it really comes down to like my parents, you know, how they with their siblings, how they connected, you know. If they didn't connect, you know, how do they expect us to connect with them, you know?
Exactly.
And, you know, as them being older, they really never reached out. You know, I had one or two, one aunt and one uncle, they would actually reach out to spend time with us, you know, and, you know, they were young as well, so it was hard for them too. So I never really blamed them, which those are the two uncle, aunt that I still speak to. But it's not, you know, it's usually like holidays and stuff that, you know, we spend time with each other. But aside from that, it's really rare. But I guess now it, like, if I want the generation to change, like for my daughter and my nephews and my nieces, like my generation has to change that, right?
Yeah.
So the good thing is that me and my sister and my brother have always been like really close, and we stay connected. You know, life happens, and you know, things happen, and we don't see each other as much as we used to, but we're definitely closer than I would say a lot of people.
Nice.
Because it was just us, you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
all I had growing up.
Yeah.
So, but now, you know, everybody's doing their thing, and then our kids are growing up, they're doing their thing.
Yeah.
So it's like we got to support, you know, our kids on whatever they're doing. But, you know, thank God, you know, I still get to see my, you know, my brother literally lives down the street from me. My sister, you know, she's 20 minutes away, but still get to see her. But then I still have a relationship with my nephews and my nieces. So, yeah, I mean, we're definitely making better progress than the way I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's good to hear.
That's crazy because you said something that I want to like add to my story real quick before we move on, is the not having things in common. Sometimes a lot, you know, and so like
Especially values.
values, of course, and like, you know, when I was new to the faith, that's when like a lot of that stuff happened. You know what I mean? That's when all the attacks kind of happened, like,
Yeah.
you know, poking jokes on you, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, all right, that's how it is. But I guess, you know, scripture does prepare us for that. So
As soon
You
as
know.
you decide to make a change with a group of people that you've been with, it's almost always inevitably gonna make them feel like, oh, he's just better than us.
Yeah.
now.
And
it's
that's the thing,
never
too.
about that.
No.
It's just about being better in here.
yes,
Right. And if you now have a faith attached to God, and then you want to be better for Him, right?
Yeah.
Which is for yourself
It's like-
ultimately.
I don't want to get drunk.
Yeah.
I don't want to do all this stuff. Does that make me better than you? No,
Nah.
that just means that my likes and interests change.
That's it.
You know, and you can keep those likes and interests if you
Yeah.
like, but why would that separate us in any way? You know what I mean? Unless you need me to be drunk or high to hang out with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't think that's you know, that should be the situation. So that's another thing that I needed to add to that, because I completely forgot about that.
That was
Yeah.
on it, bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
Yeah, and sometimes it's a cultural, issue within Latinos, when we start seeing someone sometimes acting differently, and then you start calling them like the black sheep of the family or something, but it's like, well, you don't follow the same things your family probably follows, like if there's some traumas or perhaps abuse or something that's going on, but you're calling it out and you don't want to be part of that, anymore, or they see you and they're like, oh, andas deprimido and all this, and it's like, well, like sometimes I hang out with the family and y'all treat me wrong or something.
Yeah.
But I feel like, yeah, sometimes in our culture, it's always easier to pull back someone down to like where you're at, or like
So
not
true.
like embracing that change.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
it's like they don't want you to change sometimes.
Yeah.
Just because they want you to stay where they're at.
Yeah, because like change is unpredictable. You know, like we're changing. We don't know where it's gonna lead to. But we're doing it because we want to be in a healthier state. We're doing it because we want to grow. We're doing it because of our family. Our goals, our plans, our future, all of that. But sometimes for some people, growing up, if they didn't have those opportunities to perhaps to change or embrace change, or they were made fun of, ridiculed, whatever the case may be, it can be a trauma issue, of not wanting to change. But like I've always believed, my God is greater than that, and he can definitely break that trauma, that cycle, and you can be free in that.
Yeah,
But
sure.
that's something that I've noticed in our culture. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Agreed. No, I absolutely have witnessed that growing up in Latino families, right? You've seen that. I've been, when I was a lot younger, teased, and even because of just crazy things like they want to point out all your flaws, and it's always just funny. It's just funny until you take it seriously, and then you go to offend back because you've been offended for such a long time. And now all of a sudden, oh, why are you acting like that?
Yeah.
Well, you've been calling me this name for such a long time. I won't give actual specifics, but you won't be calling me this name for such a long time. And I just took it as a little kid, but now I'm a little bit older and I'm speaking up for myself. And now you're like offended, and aunts and uncles are like, what? He's out of pocket. Like, you need to check your son. They're telling my parents,
wow.
and they're like, well, what did you do to make him mad? And I'm like, bro, I've been taking it since I was younger. And now I'm at the point where it's not going to be that way anymore. Now I can dish it too, bro.
Yeah.
So as soon as I started doing that, and then guess what? All that came to a stop. They weren't going to tease me anymore, because now this guy's he doesn't care if he offends us. And if we go to his parents and complain, he doesn't even care what his parents say, because he's still going to do it. But anyways, I was a younger person than I've since then, even matured since then. But like you said, we're constantly evolving, but growing up in those types of these families, that sometimes it's just that way. It seems like it's okay to treat people a certain way. And when you make changes that are actually positive and good for yourself, because I think in a lot of Latino families too, they also kind of keep you from speaking out for yourself, because, oh no, just leave it alone. Let's not cause a bigger issue. And that's what a lot of Latino families say, growing up in one, that's what it was, let's not make it a bigger issue. And when you're a kid, you probably just going to go along with that. Okay, fine.
Following your parents.
And now when you get a bit older, even I was like a young adult or older teenager, then it wasn't going to be that way. Just now you're going to have to respect me as I'm not a full grown man yet, but I'm getting there, and I need you to respect me. And if that can't happen, then we're not going to rock together.
Yeah.
I'll like, you're my family. We'll be cool. I'm not going to just go around hating you, but we won't be hanging out either.
Yeah. It gets to a point like, how do you expect to resolve anything if you can't communicate with each other? It's like, yeah, we'll act like we're cool, like we're past it, but like once you're gone, I'm gonna be talking about you once you leave.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
know that.
That's such a typical, you know,
That's something that I've never, you know,
cultural
really
thing.
Understood. You know,
Yeah.
it's like what, like how can you be rocking with that person having dinner? You know,
Yeah.
cracking up to their jokes, whether they were funny or not. And then as soon as they're out the door, bam. You know,
That's nuts, man.
talking about them and their
Crazy.
moments, like,
You know, and not even that, even just showing emotion around Latino families can be tough, man. It's like, how can you even express yourself to everybody else? Because it's like
you cannot.
you can't be depressed in a Mexican or Latino household.
You're just weak, especially as a male.
Jeez,
You're just
man.
like
Or anxiety, like they don't even know what anxiety is.
Yeah.
Probably, you know what I mean. It's like, oh, you drink too much caffeine. You know, it's like, I haven't had a coffee in like a year, mom. Like, yeah, I'm just kidding. Not my mom. I'm just kidding. That's such a joke.
But you know, like going back to what Jacob said, you know, it's like our generation that wants to change that. You know, like I don't have kids. You know,
Yet.
Yeah.
But majority of my life I've worked with students. You know, and you know, like Jay said, it's just changing that for our generation. You know, and just working and not being in that same toxic cycle, which is really what it is, right? and
that's something I love, and I've been able to do and help guide my kids in that. And I've been through a lot of stuff, and without getting into specifics right now, family traumas that, you know, occurred to me or happened to me that I was able to show my boys, like, look, this person did this to me and destroyed a huge part of my life that took a long years to recover from. Forgave them, you know, and proved it by showing up and forgiving them in person, you know, and just telling them that I forgive them. My boys witnessed all of that, and I feel like if I do nothing else in life, I've taught them, I told them to love, to live for God, no matter what, all the stuff that they get in life. If they want to get cars and fill up their bank accounts, cool. That's great. You know, get a great wife, all that stuff. But if you get nothing, if you get none of that and you end up a mommy and daddy's boy and living with us until you're 65, but if you loved God and lived for him, you will have lived a fulfilled life, because you won't take the money with you. Yeah. You won't take your education with you, but what you did for him, you will. And outside of that, just be good to people and forgive. And I was able to show them that, and that's like a pride, you know, something that I have pride in, because they watch me walk it out, and they're like, "Hey, my dad actually forgave that person that did all that to him."
Wow. And I think everything that you mentioned, you know, and you telling your kids to, if you know, live for God, doesn't matter if, you know, you're at home, but all the goals and everything that you talked about, I feel like that all naturally comes when you follow, you know, God's will, or the values, you know, that he wants to teach you, you know. Just love God and then love your neighbor as you love yourself, you know, and you stick to that. I feel like naturally all this stuff, you know, kind of comes as a blessing, you know. Sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't, but I feel like it just naturally comes. But
you did say something about goals. We're half of the year, guys. What's your goals looking like? What are we doing?
I know. For me, like a goal I had for this year was, you know, getting a job in the field that
congratulations,
that I'm studying in, you know.
Absolutely,
so I'm a step there, you know.
You did have a job before. Let's make that clear.
Yes.
He wasn't just a bum.
Yes.
He wasn't at home.
I wasn't a bum. You know, I wasn't 30 living at home.
Yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything
if you're
wrong
trying.
Trying.
Right.
But no, you know, I was you know, making it work. I was, you know, with my wife. You know, she was a tremendous help. You know, always encouraging me. Especially, you know, because it was tough right out of school. You know, with COVID and the, you know, job marketplace kind of tanking a bit.
Yeah,
it was a bit tough. You know, but I continued. You know, I pursued it, and then I'm still growing. You know, still growing, and I don't even think like this podcast was even part of any of the goals that I had. You know. Like it just kind of came, like, you know, like just sitting, talking, like exactly like how we are now. you know, just having dinner and then bam, you know, like, hey, you know, this is actually pretty cool. You know, it's pretty refreshing, you know. Like, why don't we start something and then bam.
Yeah. Who would have known? I barely even got to know you guys this year. Jeez.
You're right on.
God, we're like only like 5 months in our relationship, guys.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
5 months
Don't
going
tell
on
him
10
that.
years. Because we get to know each other
Let me tell you
fast
this.
and
No
intimate.
tenía canas until I met y'all. I had no gray hairs. I was cool. I was
We
like
had hair, and then now we're bald, bro.
yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, that happened in the past 5 months. It was a full set before.
So if that's the outcome, then I gotta stop hanging out with you guys, man. I'm trying to keep my hair.
I'm just
Jeez.
thankful God made us symmetrical, man. Otherwise, I mean, you know, some people don't got the head for it,
Yeah,
bro.
that's very
Let's
true.
be real.
That is
Yeah,
true,
yeah.
dog. That is
yeah,
true.
yeah. Like if you got a square face in your balls, like
So I ain't going bald. So I ain't gonna go bald. Like I'll pay the 15,000 for hair plugs, dog. I ain't going bald. I'll pay whatever I gotta do. Kids
Yeah.
ain't going to college, dog. I'll get it. All right? I don't care.
just get a toupee.
You know what I mean? Nah, they'll be fine. They'll get a scholarship. Hopefully, you know. Jeez, but no, this
it's
was
okay.
not in the plans this year, man.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it came into plans because
Agreed.
I think we gained some family. And I like it
Absolutely.
a lot,
Yeah.
you know. But goals,
Did you have any starting off this year?
maybe not the start of the year, but like, you know, like March around there, I really was like, you know what, I really got to get into fitness and seriously, more serious than before. And yeah, it's just started hitting the gym a lot, eat cleaner, you know, because it really helped with my mental state too. I realized that working out is really good for your mental health.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
it really helped with like my anxiety a lot, you know, and my overthinking thoughts, you know, just go get a nice little pump at the gym and I'm like, oh, I feel good.
Yeah.
You know, like all that like just goes out the window,
Mm-hmm.
you know, after doing that. But yeah, I mean, for that, I think that was only the one goal I really, really want to commit to was that. And I'm still going at it. Still got work to do, you know. But I have what they call the ghost gains because I like to wear oversized shirts. But I'll tell you, Doug, I'll take my shirt off and you'll
Coming
see.
in.
Yeah.
We'll get to 10,000 subscribers in one
Episode?
one episode.
one episode.
Yeah. So,
Let's get her done.
but I'm working on it still, and my wife and I are working on it too. So, because she really got me into it, seeing her improvement in her results over the past year or so. You know, even though she like did, you know, felt like she dropped, but I didn't see any of that. But seeing her pick it back up, and I'm like, oh, all right, I got to get to that level now, and I got to stick with it because you know, us doing it together really helps us grow.
No question.
You know,
Yeah.
and so. Yeah, and I'm trying to look fine for my wife.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
You don't have to try
And
hard.
your boys.
You
Keep it
definitely
as
don't
that.
have to try hard.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know?
Yeah, you got to try with your boys. So.
yeah. With you guys, I gotta lift heavier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Our expectations are way higher than your wife, bro.
Yeah.
We
We
got
didn't take those vows, bro.
Yeah. We're still in that dating phase. So I'm gonna need you to bring your A game.
So I gotta wine and dine you. Gotcha.
Exactly.
All right. Say less.
Yeah.
They are. I kind of have no option.
Yeah.
Like,
You take me as I am, man. It's been
at this point, you know,
15 years.
if that's all
plus.
you can offer, I seen you peak, then I'm like, all right.
All right. So settle. So you settle with me. Got it. All right.
Well,
All right.
I haven't hit my goals.
Okay.
I'll be straight up. I have not. I'm actually in the process of kind of understanding my goals were a little out of my region, I guess. So a little backstory: for close to 12 years, I've worked 2 full-time jobs, and so
crazy, bro.
January, at the end of January of this year, was my stopping point. I thought I was going to go till 45. And God said, nope, not going to happen. You know, you're not. It's not gonna happen no more. You're gonna stop working 2 jobs and focus on your career that you have now and your health. But then I didn't realize that resetting my body and sleep and health wise was gonna take a toll. And even like to this day, like literally, was it I didn't sleep very good because I'm still struggling because I still work at nights and stuff. Yeah. Story short, it's been taking a toll on me actually trying to get good rest. And at first, I would say the first like 4 months, my body would not let me sleep more than 4 hours. Like I would try to go to sleep, and it would just wake me up. It's like because for so long it was on clockwork. It was like running on just very very minimum sleep that my body trying to reset it's been taking way longer than expected. My energy levels have been like really bad. Just really trying to stay focused, and it's been rough. So if you're struggling out there, just like me, I feel you, man. It ain't fun. But making progress. Not dwelling, but trying to understand like what's going on. Because I could definitely fall back and be like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I can't do this no more. But it really, I was like, what is it that it's keeping me from doing it? And realizing that my body went through for a very long time with a little bit of sleep and my eating was horrible. It's just bad timing that now it's just really trying to hit that reset button. So making some progress, just not where I expect it to be, but I haven't given up. It's just keep on chugging. So yeah, those are my goals right now. I have made some progress though in other areas that I definitely want to make a goal as well. As my daughter, she's gonna be a senior next month, next month. Jesus, and just need to make sure I was always there for her. And I was like, man, this is her last year of high school. I want to spend more time with her, and even if it's just watching episodes, that I've never got into. I hate watching TV. Funny enough, but it's just if that's how she wants to spend her time in her summer, and teaching her how to drive, and doing these random runs to go get some snacks, whatever. Like that's what I'm gonna do with her, because I think it's very important to something that I didn't do for a very long time is create memories, and that's been in my heart and heavy in my heart is creating memories.
Got it.
Obviously with my daughter, my family, just in general, man, like, it's very important to create those, man. Cause at the end of the day, all this that we work hard for, they ain't even going to remember, they're not. And it sucks. Cause when I realized that, I realized it way too late, but I finally realized it and I was like, yo, like everything that I've worked hard for, like it's just going to come and go, but one thing that she will, and I say she, my daughter, because I've always worked hard for her, that she would remember these memories, and obviously those around us, so I guess I would say I've been a little bit more successful in that area, so
Nice.
that's definitely my lifetime goal now.
Cool. 2 questions for
That's
you.
good.
Go for it.
What shows? Okay. And is she ever gonna drive that 66?
Oh man. So I'll answer the Chevelle first.
Okay.
She'll eventually drive it.
Okay.
Eventually.
All right.
But it won't be hers until either I can no longer drive or I croak. That's when she's able to actually.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure I'll have her, jump in the the driver's seat.
For
Maybe
sure.
I'll have her, go down the block. But that's just as far.
But
as
you
it
in the
is.
car with her.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
It just, no. It's just, I mean, if I'm still alive and something happens because of her in it, like that would kill me.
Of course.
Not about her, the car.
I didn't see that coming. All right.
I'm just kidding, baby.
But
love that.
does she have interest in classic cars? Does she want a
bro.
classic car, a specific one?
This is the thing. It's funny enough. I mean, shout out to Campbell Downtown. Winning that best muscle car,
number one winner right here
at the event. But she's always been into it. But it's a Chevelle, right? It's her name, and I've been asked like, you wouldn't sell it, and I'm like, no, and I've been offered like double the price of what it's even worth, and they're like, you're not gonna sell it. I said no, like, because at the end of it, I know that I'm like, that's my daughter's car, and it's like that was my dream car, but I'm like, to sell it to purchase something else, I was like, nah, like it's gonna be the same thing. Like this is my dream car.
Yeah,
it's my daughter's, and I think it's really stuck to her, to where she loves classic cars. But I mean, it's just a connection there for her. But she also loves like the newer cars and stuff. But I definitely would say that I have her two favorite cars is the truck and the Chevelle. And so I'm like, well, you better get somebody that could afford these things, girl. It ain't cheap,
Yeah.
So I was like, you're gonna have to wait till I croak, or eventually, you work hard and you be able to purchase these things. But it's definitely the classic car has definitely been her thing.
Nice.
I would say just her growing up wanting one
Yeah,
has always been, I guess, became my goal for her too. So
that's dope, man.
yeah,
That's dope. What shows you watching though?
Oh, bro. So right now, like, she was like, all right, let's meet in the middle.
Shows.
and like, I'm sure I'm gonna get judged for this, but whatever. She was like, we're gonna meet in the middle. We'll figure something out, and then we were watching different shows, see what I would be down to rewatch with her. We're watching Breaking Bad right now.
Oh, no, I won't judge
Okay,
you
no,
for
that's
that,
a
bro.
good show.
I watched that like 4 or 5 times.
That's a great
bro.
show. I didn't get to finish it, but yeah.
Yeah, we're watching that right now.
Right
and
on.
yeah,
Nice.
like at first, it starts off really, really slow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, trust me, it's gonna get good. And then now she's just like gets irritated.
Oh,
I'm
it's
like,
her first time watching?
yeah, it's her first time watching it.
wow.
And so it's cool because like she gets irritated with the things that would irritate me. So I'm like, that's my mini me right there. Yeah. And she's always like looking at me like, yo, because we know people. And she's always throwing ideas like, yo, this is something we could pull off. And I'm like, oh,
I know somebody with a broken RV.
All right, Mar, what are your
what
goals,
about you,
dog?
Mar?
What you doing? Tell me about
Bro, I've never been a goal person like to set them that I can remember. I've never I like telling myself, hey, I'd like to have that. And then something happens. Somehow I just have either a way to get what I want, or the money to get what I want, or the know-how to achieve where I want to be, something like that. Then I just do it. But I don't think I've ever in my life said, oh, this year I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this. I don't think I've ever been like a goal oriented person outside of saying generalized statements like I want to be as successful as I possibly can before I die. I want to raise good kids who respect their parents, respect people, love God. I want to be, the best husband I could ever possibly be, a good brother, a great listener, friend, stuff like that. But like, I think other things that come up to mind, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago, a goal of mine was to get a bass, but I never said, hey, at the beginning of that year, oh, my goal is to buy a bass. That was something I've always wanted since I started playing when I was 15 years old, and it took 20 years to get it, to get to that point where I could afford it. And, maybe I just don't put it out there that way, but I don't think I'm not a goal person because I do have them, so to speak, but
more long term.
Yeah, exactly. Most of them feel like they're long term stuff. But I don't I can't think of any one thing that I said in January that you know what, I'm gonna set out to do this and this and this and this. I think I'm gonna just do it as you go type person.
And that's the thing, man. That's about you. That's what I noticed about you is that you're very in the present.
Yeah.
You're like, this is what I'm doing this. Like, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, but you're also such a down fool. And we're like, if we plan something right now, you're the first one to book it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm there. What time? Where we going? How much is it? All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
got the plane tickets already. I got this. I'm like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
I thought we were
You'll
just
tell
thinking.
him like, "Hey, Mar, February 29, we're going over here." He's like, "Yeah, we're down."
Yeah. Yeah, that's you.
No question.
I love
It's
that.
like-
I love that about
They
you,
don't
man.
exist.
I was waiting. I was like, I didn't get it.
Oh, damn. I forgot about that.
He's got like, "Yeah, no, that's exactly. You proved my point."
That's how down you are, dog.
That's how.
You'll show up when there's not even a day to show up to, dog. You're there. I love that.
Well played,
played.
my friend. Well played.
But that just shows that that's who you are, though. That's who you are genuinely, and we love that about you because you're someone that we can definitely like.
Mm-hmm.
If we got something going on, we want to do something. Like Mars, the guy's like, I'm in.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
you already put him on the list. What's an RSVP to you, dog? You know what I mean? You're there.
Exactly.
You know, just put 4.
If I said I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah,
Period.
exactly.
No question.
That is very, very true. This man will be there no matter what. If he says he's gonna do something, he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
I can see that I've only known you for like 5 months, and I've seen that already.
Yeah.
You know?
But
It's
I mean,
been more than
but you
that.
know what though? I will say, and some growth maybe on my part, and that's from hanging out with you guys and hearing you now. You know, I feel like that is something maybe I want to adopt, and maybe that would give me more fire to do more things for myself. You know, to be like, hey, I've never been that goal oriented person as far as like telling myself, hey, I want to do this, but I see a lot of value in it. Like, as you guys were mentioning how you guys set out to, hey, I would like to do this. Like you wanted to, get the job that you've been wanting to get, that you worked hard for or studied hard for. Right. And you got it now. And so that's, I think that's something I definitely want to adopt, and maybe it's a baby step thing. And I try it by saying, hey, I want to do this, you know, I want to, do something. But yeah, I think that's something I'm just right now, you know, as after hearing you guys, I feel like I that's something I want to adopt and maybe do more for myself.
And I'm sure you'll get so much done in a year. I mean, if you already have that mentality without planning goals,
Yeah.
imagine what you could do
Yeah.
with planning goals.
And I think when it comes to to setting your goals, you know, something that can sometimes be discouraging is you put your goal out there and like you don't attain it. But it's like, well, what about the process? You know, like you working on your goal already made you a better basis, you know, already made you
So
a better
good,
coder,
bro.
already made you a
Yeah.
better husband, whatever your goal
Yeah.
might be, you know, and then you just discredit that, you know, because
Skip
you
me
didn't
like
get to
that.
that goal, you know, but like it's good to have a goal because you're aiming for something.
Yeah.
Right. You're on a path. You're on a direction. But what's really is important is the process as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Like in my job, we have you get to certain levels when it comes to like your pay and stuff, and they have what they have is in between. You know, the top level and the bottom one are steps, and if you know, in comparison, if I take 2 steps towards the top level and I never take a step, I'm still 2 steps closer than I was if I was at the bottom level.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, to your point, so making some progress is way better than making
Then no
none.
progress. Yeah. You're
And
right.
I love that, bro. Thank you. That's awesome.
All right. So next week, I want to see some goals.
I got
Oh,
you.
he's talking about accountability now, bro.
I mean,
I got you.
show me your goals. All right.
I got you.
Because we want to keep ourselves
Well, what are
accountable
your
too,
goals?
right?
Did you say your goals?
Yeah, I want to stay fit, and I want to
Yeah.
keep doing that. And I want to say that I want that to be a part of my lifestyle, like forever, you know. And so I feel like I'm already on that routine, and we're like, I already make myself go. I just do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a part of my daily life now. And so it's just my goal now is just to keep it that way
Yeah.
and not fall out.
Yeah.
You know,
And what's gonna keep you in line is just the habits that
Yeah,
you build, right?
for sure.
And that's what it's about. You know, you want to be healthy. You wanna have